as many of you know, the students know, and the faculty know, I'm new here. I've been here only 6 months. And one of the reasons I'm going to give a perspective on the program. And one of the reasons why I came here is because the master's degree in Physiology and Biophysics. And the reason is that it's a bridge towards a successful career in health, in clinical health, and also research, depending on what the student wants to do. The program has been here for 20 years. It started with 8 students. Dr. Irene Solomon set it up. And it has grown with Dr. Kelly Warren and now Dr. Inefta Reed to over 500 students. And they're very successful, and that's what's important. So they choose a variety of careers, all the way from some PAs, dentists, MDs, PhDs at some point, PhDs. And what I really think is interesting in physiology and biophysics is that it makes you think. So physiology and biophysics are not trivial, and it makes you think. And that's what you're going to be doing when you're in the OR. You're going to have some intuition about what you're doing when you're in the ICU or when you are in the lab. And this is a great thing. You should be proud, the students, of course, the families, and I am proud. And Dr. Reed.
Thank you very much, Dr. Espirito, for that wonderful introduction. And thank you all for coming this morning to celebrate our December 2025 and also May 2026 graduates. Let's give it up for our graduates. First, let me say how incredibly proud I am to stand before you today. You are a group of exceptional individuals, diverse in background, experience, and aspirations, but united in your determination to grow, to learn, and to make something meaningful of your life through what you've received in our program. It is both a pleasure and an honor to celebrate the graduating class of December 2025 and May 2026 for the MS program in Physiology and Biophysics. Again, I'd like to thank our department chair. As he just said, he was only been here for a short period of time, but I'd like to thank him for his support of my career and also his support of our students and our programs. Thank you. I'd also like to take this time to acknowledge our former chairs, Dr. Thomas White. His support has been invaluable as we come to this day, so thank you. And sitting right next to him is Dr. Todd Miller, and I'd like to thank you as well. But most of all, I want to thank all of you, our brilliant, persistent, and accomplished, occasionally sleep-driven, deprived, and outstanding graduates sitting here today. Today, we gather to celebrate not just an academic milestone, but an entire journey. And let's be honest, for most of you, it was not a gentle walk in the park. It was more like a hike up a mountain with no cell service and GPS yelling every 10 seconds, recalculating, recalculating, recalculating. But that's what makes today so meaningful. You did it. You've all proven that success is 10% inspiration and 90% hitting submit on your final seminar report that is due at 11:59 p.m. tonight. Think back to orientation. I know it feels like ages ago, but back then we talked about coursework, we talked about research opportunities, we also discussed the professional growth. How can we make you a better person academically, strengthen that background for you to be able to move forward and pursue your career? I remember saying to each of you, we can offer you every opportunity, but it's going to be up to you to take it. And that you did. You took those opportunities and you ran with them. Maybe limped a few times, but you ran nonetheless. You completed our program coursework, handed in many assignments and projects. You stood in front of a room during several journal club presentations, having shown our program, the faculty, your classmates, and yourself that you were willing to work hard towards your goal. You are not afraid to buckle down when it needed to be buckled down most. And with that, I salute you. So let's talk about some fun things that you've gone through during your time in our program. Each of you have gone through 12 weeks of systems physiology, from cardiovascular to reproductive physiology, pulling all-nighters, covering the whiteboard in our seminar room with countercurrent renal exchange just to demonstrate how hard you've studied. But you made it to each of the 6 quizzes and 2 exams, and this year, for the very first time, each of you were successful in reporting your Stony Brook ID correctly on the Scantron form. You sat patiently through clinical correlates and defended yourselves against Dr. Cameron, Dr. El Maghrabi, and Dr. Warren's drill of questions in clinical correlates. You even remembered Dr. Singh's presentations and the reason why you should not be using sunscreen, according to him. You've computer simulated every system in the human body with a major and consistent emphasis on homeostasis with Dr. Warren in our clinical correlates course, trying desperately to keep Mr. Green, Mr. White, or Mr. Hobbs, who's once again lost at sea, alive. You sacrificed 24 weeks of struggling through journal club, hiding behind the podium, battling stage fright, figuring out how to use the projector if the HDMI cord is working, learning to read papers, discuss figures, and when in doubt, including hilarious memes just to distract me because you know that it would. You've also hoped that somehow we would have forgotten to post a ticket to class question and it would mysteriously disappear into the bright space void. You, along with your iPads and enough screenshots of our lecture slides to crash the iCloud, tackled principles of neuroscience, visited my office this past spring many times to discuss upper motor neurons, the cerebellum, and once again, the inferior olive. I think I've used that word more this semester than I ever have in my life. You've attended and stayed alert through 5 weeks of our biostatistics lecture, questioning the meaning of ANOVA, wondering if R and GG plot was a cruel trick, and now left still wondering if you'll ever get your graded assignments back. You've given up your winter break to spend 24 long and tiring hours in the basic science tower to complete our laboratory animal class. No natural light, no windows, just rats and stopcocks. Some struggling to cannulate the femoral artery, wondering what to do with all of this data you collected as you put together your final HBY 564 report. Then you spent an entire week after submissions with a red pen in hand as you took on the cap of student peer review, providing valuable feedback to your peers. And let's not forget, you showed up and debated through 5 weeks of ethics where you hope I would not generate another pop quiz. Most of you were excited when we moved to Zoom because no one was really watching those hour-long videos. And finally, you sat through 20 hours of long sessions of seminar reports, wondering if you'll ever truly comprehend an entire seminar presentation for your final write-up. All jokes aside, a lot of what you've accomplished here is not through the completion of coursework or assignments, but rather things that are buried deep within these tasks along the way. During your time in our program, you have become graduates who are now problem solvers. We've watched our graduates become these thinkers, the critical thinkers that you are. We've observed you act as both leaders and mentors. You have become both colleagues to one another as well as very close friends. I hear there's a gathering planned for this Friday. You've learned to work harder than necessary and routinely in each of our coursework. You've shown us that you can possess confidence, passion, vulnerability, and strength. You've made me laugh with your witty comments before class and also your small talk during lecture hours. You've brought the energy back to our hallways. You've brought the energy back to our MS program student space. You've brought the energy back to my office. So to my graduates, through all of that, you've learned something that is so much bigger than physiology. You've learned determination. Determination is not about never struggling. It's not about feeling confident or motivated. Determination is waking up exhausted and showing up anyway. It's reading the same figure 5 times before it finally makes sense. It's failing, recalculating, adjusting, and trying again. It's reaching out to say, I'm struggling and I need help. That mindset will take you much further than any grade, any publication, or any title ever will. You, my graduates, should be proud of yourselves, truly proud. Never become too comfortable with what you have already accomplished. Complacency should have no place in your life. Continue with that determination to set goals, goals that may frighten you a little, but goals that you know you are capable of achieving. Many of you in the past year or year and a half doubted yourselves before entering this program. I hope that your success here has shown you something important, that you are capable of far more than you think you have done or you are. Please don't forget the struggles that got you here. Those difficult moments have shaped you. They've built resilience, discipline, humility, and grit. They made you into the kind of people that others look up to and others will want to become. As life continues to throw challenges your way, don't lose sight of your goals, your passions, and your dreams. Speak them out loud. Tell people about them, because once you do, the people around you will help to hold you accountable to those dreams, and I know I certainly will. This week, I met with a former master's student who completed our program in May of 2023. When she first arrived here at Stony Brook, she was on the pre-med track with aspirations of becoming a physician one day. But during her time in our program, she fell in love with cancer research. Upon graduation, she accepted a position as a research scientist at Cold Spring Harbor, which she's been doing for the past 2 years. And this August, she will begin her PhD in interdisciplinary cancer science at McGill University. She stopped by to see me to say goodbye and to thank me for the wonderful mentorship she's had throughout the years. And very jokingly, I said to her, "What happened? I thought you were on track to becoming a doctor." And she said to me during this meeting, "I realized that I was finally doing what made me happy. Going to pursue my graduate education, fell in love with research, and I realized this is what makes me happy." And so I share that with you today because at the end of the day, success is not about chasing someone else's definition of achievement. It's about titles. It's not about titles, prestige, or expectations placed on you. It's about building a life that you are proud to wake up to every day. Some of you will become the physicians that you're setting out to be. Some of you will become researchers. Some will become educators. Some may end up pursuing paths you never expected when you first started the program. And I want to tell you that's okay. Your career should not just be something you're good at. It should be something that fulfills you, something that challenges you, and something that gives your life a deeper meaning. So wherever your next step takes you, keep pushing your limits, keep betting on yourself, keep doing the work that excites you, and most importantly, keep becoming the future self that you will be proud of. Congratulations once again to my December 2025 graduates and May 2026 graduates. I am incredibly proud of you. The world is waiting, and it is yours to explore. Keep climbing, keep pushing, and never stop discovering. Thank you. And at this time, we are going to have our student address by Gabriela Gomez.
Good morning, everyone, and congratulations, graduates. When Dr. Reed asked me to speak today, the first thing that came to mind was, how can I make this about me? Well, a year ago today, I received a decision letter from the Renaissance School of Medicine here at Stony Brook University. I was unable to make it off the wait list, and naturally, I was devastated. There was, however, a small glimpse of hope at the end of that email. Thanks to Dr. Reed, my application was being considered for a post-baccalaureate linkage program here at Stony Brook before I started medical school at Renaissance in August of 2026. At first, I was a little apprehensive. Medical school is already 4 years, and now I'm being asked to do an extra year of work. I found myself comparing my situation to my peers from undergrad. They were all posting on social media about their medical school acceptances, and it was hard for me to accept that I would be starting medical school a year later than everyone else I knew. But then I went to our orientation, where I met so many wonderful peers and faculty that I would learn to know and love today. And as the fall semester progressed, I slowly became more comfortable as a student in the program. I even met a group of girls who share my sense of humor to a T, and whom I cannot wait to live vicariously through as they complete their 3rd semester of the program this coming fall. My initial feelings of self-doubt and disappointment were replaced with self-assurance and gratification. Receiving that decision letter last year now feels like a lifetime ago, but I am so grateful for what I have learned since. This past school year turned out to be a year of self-growth. I now feel more prepared to enter medical school than I ever did thanks to this program. And writing this speech has allowed me to reflect upon this past year, and I've taken away 2 major points that I want to address to you, the graduating class. First, this program has granted us something that is special just to us, shared experiences. Together, we endured the same core classes, 501, 530, 561, just to name a few. And even if we didn't take these classes during the same semester, we can all relate on a deeper level about studying all night for that big system physiology final, or about how painful those stats problem sets were to complete. We were able to lean on each other in our various times of need because we had all been there at one point ourselves. And looking around this room, I am so grateful to have an amazing cohort of people that I was able to experience this past year with. The second major point I want to emphasize is this: don't take anything for granted. As I mentioned at the beginning of my speech, I was a little disappointed when I first found out that I had to do an extra year of school before starting med school. But now, as I stand in front of you all today, I wish I knew what I had now that it's over. I know I'm going to miss all the friendships and close faculty relationships that I've built this past year. So, as we continue on our own journeys, whether that be to medical school, a PhD program, or a career in health sciences, I want us all to remember to cherish the entire journey it takes to get there. Don't compare your personal successes to the successes of those around you. Trust me, it does not help. If you are ever presented with an obstacle that seems too big to overcome, don't view it as a setback. Instead, view it as a necessity, something that the universe needed you to face before you could reach your full potential. Just keep pushing forward because it only takes one person, in my case, Dr. Reed, to take a chance on you and to give you the opportunity that you need to succeed. So with that being said, I would now like to take a moment to thank Dr. Reed for not just being an amazing program director, but for also kind of being like a therapist to all of us in the program. Your door's always open whether we have a question, need advice, or just want to rant to you about something. So I know I speak on behalf of the entire graduating class when I say thank you. And finally, to my fellow graduates, after today, we will be going off on our own paths, but let us never forget the shared experiences that tied us all together. Our own personal stories can all be traced back to this program and to the memories that we shared. So with that I say, enjoy whatever it is that comes your way, because we all deserve the future we've dreamt of. And who knows, maybe someday we'll all be working in the same hospital again together. So thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2026.
All right. And so we went in a slightly different order than our program. I do apologize for that. Dr. Mehta is here, and he will be giving his speech. But at this time, we are going to have the presentation of certificates for our graduates. And this is my favorite part of the graduation ceremony. At the beginning of the semester, I usually ask the students to send me a snippet, something that tells me who they are, what their passions are, and things that they like, and also a photo that we can be able to use to introduce them to our department. What they don't know at that time is I use that snippet to also introduce them here at graduation. So many of our students are now thinking, what did I write? What is she going to read? And for those of you who did not respond to my email, my numerous emails, I want to thank you, because now I have the privilege of coming up with my own snippet to describe you as I introduce you before your family and friends. And this is in no particular order. So our first graduate, I only recently discovered that he was a former football player at SUNY Brockport before coming to Stony Brook to major in biochemistry. During his time in the Williams lab, he investigated the gut microbiome and its role in colorectal cancer, and then he decided to join our master's program in Physiology and Biophysics. And I'm very happy to say that not only is he completing the master's program, but he will be starting his PhD this fall. That is none other than Samuel Bell. Congratulations. Did you like my snippet? I did. It was very Our next graduate has done incredible work in the neuroscience department, where she contributes meaningful to work involving zebrafish models and mutant NMDA receptors. Outside of the academics, she enjoys singing and dancing. In fact, she has come to my office to show me a video of her actually singing the opera. And she's been performing since she was 10 years old. She's not coming up here to sing, but we would like to say congratulations to Shazmin Lockman. You're welcome. Congratulations. Our next graduate is a rock star. He is making an impact both in the United States and abroad. After earning his Bachelor's of Science degree in biochemistry, he continued his academic journey by enrolling in our master's program. Driven by a passion for applying scientific training to real-world challenges, he began working in the biotechnology sector and was awarded recently a Fulbright student scholarship program to teach English in Morocco, where he designed lesson plans from scratch, drawing on his STEM background and English minor. Following the completion of his fellowship, he returned back to the United States to complete his master's program, and we're so happy to be celebrating with you today, Michael DeLuvo. Our next graduate conducted research under the mentorship of Dr. Jamie Michler to examine the possible linkage between uranium, radium levels drinking in water and colorectal cancer incidence in Georgia counties. She started this work as an undergrad and continued it during her time in our master's program, and continued this work during her time in our master's program. Congratulations to Taylor Rooney. Congratulations. You're welcome. Our next graduate loves the color green. If you see someone dressed like a tree, it's probably our next graduate. This graduate also has way too many hobbies, more than he can realistically fit into his schedule. He enjoys reading, and his recent favorite book was the Book of Charlie. At one point, he cuts out someone's tonsils with a picture hanging wire. Wild stuff. Congratulations, Herman Lowe. Our next graduate completed her undergrad here at Stony Brook and was excited to be joining our program. She's passionate about neuropsychology and would like to be a physician one day. In her free time, she enjoys thrifting, styling clothes, as well as reading and getting as much time outside as she can. And I hope she can do that with the completion of the MS program. Congratulations, Nicole Fernandez. Our next graduate is the reason why I found out that Sam was a former football player, because he enjoys sports, loves sports to the T. He graduated from Vanderbilt University in Nashville, and in his free time, enjoy reading and watching sports. Congratulations, John Helm. Our next graduate wrote an entire paragraph, so I'm going to paraphrase. Joining the program has helped her on her journey, and she's excited to see what comes next. In her free time, she enjoys anything that has to do with the arts, singing, dancing, going to a museum, or being outside. She can't wait to see what's in store for her this semester, and this is when she written it, but I'm pretty sure she's had a wonderful time in our program. Wayne Ann Telek. Congratulations. You just heard from our next graduate. She attended Duke University for her undergrad degree in biology before coming back home to take part in our Physiology and Biophysics program. When she's not studying, she tries her best to maintain an active lifestyle, whether that means going to the gym, taking a walk around the neighborhood with her dog, or playing recreational softball. Congratulations, Gabriela Gomez. Our next graduate gave me this little gift here as a parting gift this morning, so sweet, and enjoys baking, playing games, board games, video games, binge watching shows in her free time, and recently started Better Call Saul and plan to finish it before the semester ends. I hope you did, Alana Chen. Our next graduate is a native to Long Island. She double majored in biology, psychology with a minor in health, medicine, and society. Recently completed the paramedic program while finishing up her master's degree, which is not surprising, considering she is an EMT and the chief interpreter for SB Home, which is the student-run clinic here on campus. Congratulations, Laura Infante. Our next graduate is from Queens, New York, and graduated from Stony Brook as an undergrad in 2024, is currently pursuing a career in medicine, and has been playing badminton for the past 10 years. In fact, he was on the Stony Brook badminton team for the past 3 years. And we're excited to be celebrating you today, Raymond Huang. Each year I try to think of an award to give to the student who visits my office the most throughout their academic year. And I think there's a tie for this one. So this one might be the second runner-up, and that is Brianna Hackman. Brianna loves to read and started a book club with her sister and a friend of mine, and I think that's why she visits my office so often, because we often talk about the books we're reading. Our next graduate was born in Italy, and when he was 17, his family and him moved to the United States so he can continue his education here. He earned his bachelor's in biology at Stony Brook in 2024 and is now in the process of applying to medical school. Outside of academics, he's passionate about sports, but basketball is the best one, period. I know they're not sure who's first, because in fact, this is twins, both Fabian and Devin, but right now we're going to celebrate Fabian. Who's the oldest? By 1 minute. Oh, perfect. And he confirmed that he's the oldest. By 1 minute. Okay, our next graduate is his brother. He began his undergraduate degree here at Stony Brook University, and he's currently involved in cancer research and worked as an EMT to strengthen both his passion for medicine and patient care. Congratulations, Devin. I will also just like to use this time to acknowledge those graduates that could not make it here today: Alyssa Premasura, Lishing Lin, and also Tiffany Ang. These are all graduates, December 2025 graduates, so let's congratulate them as well. All right. I will now like to introduce our alumni speaker, hot off the press. In fact, he just had his graduation ceremony right here at the Renaissance School of Medicine yesterday morning. Dr. Josue Merida was born and raised in Queens, New York, to a Guatemalan father and an Ecuadorian mother. He completed his undergraduate at Baruch College in 2019. He completed the MS program in 2022, where he then matriculated to the Renaissance School of Medicine here at Stony Brook. He was also the recipient of an awarded scholarship for medical school education, which covered his tuition for the past 3 years. Josue is now moving on to general surgery at Albany Medical Center, and I want to say thank you for agreeing to be our speaker for today.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I just want to say congratulations to everyone once again. You guys should be very proud of yourselves. And it's definitely going to be a tough act to follow, the two speeches that preceded me, so I'm going to give it a try. So my name is Josue Merida. I'm a fourth-year medical student, now a doctor, and it feels pretty crazy to see my name. See doctor in front of my name is pretty unusual, and it's going to take some getting used to, but okay. I was a graduate of the master's program in Physiology and Biophysics, and soon to be a general surgery resident at Albany Medical Center. I gave a similar speech 4 years ago, and I'm delighted to be speaking to the program once more, but from a different place. I'd first like to talk about how I arrived here and what this program brought me. So I had a whirlwind application season in 2021. As most of you know, applying to medical school is this process where you benefit most from doing everything as early as possible, usually at the end of May. I had submitted my application at the end of October, and all of my letters of recommendation were finally submitted on December 1st. I was naive and uninformed, but managed to receive one interview at the Renaissance School of Medicine here at Stony Brook. My interviews went well, but one doesn't feel super confident when you only hear back from one school. April rolled around and I had an inkling that I would have to reapply again and go through the process once more, but I received an email from Stony Brook that they did not have a spot for me this year, but if I completed a master's program above a certain GPA, I would be admitted conditionally the next year. I jumped at the opportunity and I looked forward to getting back into learning. It had actually been 2 years. I graduated in 2019 and I started in 2021. I did 2 years of teaching, but I was not familiar with being back on the other side. So the program introduced me to many great teachers, Dr. Reed, Dr. Warren, who I'm glad to see again, hello. And many amazing friends that I still keep in contact with until this day. Many of them have gone on to dental school, medical school, MD PhDs, and PhDs. And I hope that is of assurance to all of you guys. Dr. Reed will be a lifelong connection that I keep. She saw so much in me as a student and has continued to support me, and for that, I thank you so much. This master's program gave me an opportunity to get lost in the school that I continue to navigate like a maze today. If you're here for 4 more years, you will continue to be lost as much as I am. This program also gave me a confidence that I was valued, respected, and was worth the effort, aspects of me that would certainly be tested in medical school. I now want to pivot into the future for all of you. I had days of success and days of struggles, and at certain points in a master's program, I wondered to myself how I was going to be able to do this. How am I going to be able to do this in medical school? But believe me, you'll be fine. By being honest with yourself and putting in work, honest work. I learned to gauge what amount of work would get me what result, and I tried to do that every single time in the master's program. My first semester of medical school, I faltered. A sense of confidence that was not matched by the amount of work I needed to put in. But then I learned to ask for help and I recovered. Today, I am readying up for a surgical training program at Albany, a program in my home state, and an opportunity I value tremendously because they have also seen in me the vision that I saw for myself in a hospital bed 11 years ago. It's hard to ignore the thoughts in your head, but please remember all the great things you have done up until this point and really take inventory of the positive things that people say about you. Try to help those who need it. You will be better because of it. Focus your energy on the things you are passionate about. It'll carry you far, and it'll be the support you need when you're feeling down. And don't be afraid to jump at opportunities. I consider my life just as much a result of luck as hard work. I'm just as excited and scared for the future today as I was 4 years ago being in your seats today. But I am speaking from a place where I can confidently say that the best thing you can do for you is to believe in yourself. Be a bit delusional, but back it up with your effort and be true to yourself and the people who align with you. They'll see that and they'll support your success. So one more time, I want to congratulate all of you, and I wish you the best in all of your future endeavors. Thank you.
Okay. And so as the common saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. I'd also like to say that it takes a village to run a program. I don't do any of this by myself, and so now I would like to acknowledge all of the faculty and staff of the Physiology and Biophysics program. So I'm going to ask you to stand as we give you a round of applause. A special thanks to everyone who is in the room who came out to support our graduates, to those who helped me to do what I do, Alice, Alyssa, our former administrator, Joan Kavanaugh, who was here with some of you students, Irene Solomon, Kelly Warren, Barbara Rosati, and again, all the other faculty members in the room who also helped to mentor our students and teach in our MS program coursework. I'd also like to thank our funding agency, the American the Associated Medical Schools of New York. They help to support some of our students who are in our programs. And lastly, I'd like to thank the other part of the village, because what we do here in the Department of Physiology and Biophysics, we know is only one half. The other half is when they go home to you. So now I would like to ask all of the family, all of the friends who came out to support these students to please stand as we salute you. Thank you. You're the ones that are making the meals when we send them home very late at night. Before we close, again, I'd like to express gratitude to those who have supported our students on this journey. Whether a graduate is following a legacy of family of physicians or blazing as a family's first higher educational path, it is with the support of the loved ones that the hard work and efforts that these students have displayed have been cultivated. You, family, friends, mentors, have been pillars of strength for our students, offering guidance, encouragement, and unwavering belief in your graduates. You have provided for them financially, but most importantly, you have provided for them emotionally. You have been the people that they have worked hard to make proud. For that, again, I say thank you, because you deserve significant credit for their success and that round of applause. So thank you for supporting our graduates. Congratulations again to all of our graduates, and thank you all for coming. All right. At this time, I would like to invite all of the graduates to come up on the stage so we can take a group photo. Thank you all again for coming. We would like now to invite you into the theater where we have a reception for our graduates and their family.